Hey, I'm Andrew, and I'm a software engineer in Seattle, Washington. This is what I eat in a day while cutting. So this is where my physique is at right now. I'm 6 feet 2 inches tall at 194 pounds. I'd approximate my body fat to be around 20%, and I'd like to get down to 15% at the very least, which means I need to lose 5% of my body weight in fat, which is about 10 pounds. Now I do track my calories and macros with an app called MacroFactor, and basically how this works is I input all the food that I'm eating, the calories and macros of such food, and once per day I will weigh myself, and I do this every morning when I get up. And with these two data points of how many calories you're consuming and how your weight is changing day to day, the app is able to figure out your caloric maintenance, or what's called your calorie expenditure, which is the number of calories your body needs to maintain its current body weight with neither gaining nor losing any weight. So for me, that number is 2,800, and keep in mind this is a window and it does vary day to day based on how much activity you have. But that being said, my number is 2,800, and in order to lose a healthy amount of weight per week, which means, not losing all my muscle along with the fat, we want to keep the deficit low. And specifically, I'm aiming to keep it around 1 pound per week lost, and there's 7 days in a week and 3,500 calories roughly per pound, which means we need to have a 500 caloric maintenance every single day. So since my caloric maintenance is 2,800, that means we're going to be cutting our calories back down to 2,300. And of course, we are going to be supplementing this with resistance training so we don't lose muscle and ideally build muscle. And also, we love working out, so we are going to work out every single day. And I am training around a pretty serious injury. I have a cervical herniated disc in my neck, and I've had this injury for about a year now. And so we're probably nearing the 50 to 70% healing completion for that injury, which is great. But at the same time, I am being careful in the gym. I'm being very cognizant of not loading my spine, as that can disrupt the healing of that injury. So there are some hoops that we need to jump through, but nothing we can't do. With that being said, let's get this video started. So I always like to start my day with a 4-shot oat milk latte that I make at home using my espresso machine. I'll make sure to list out all the calories and macros on the screen for everything. So I'm really enjoying these summer months in Seattle where I get to come out on my balcony and meditate, take a deep breath, kind of sip my coffee and just chill before I get started on the rest of my day. I know for me, I kind of have a caffeine addiction, which I really don't recommend, as it can disrupt your sleep and cause you to feel jittery. And I know in some people, it can even cause anxiety or increase anxiety, which are not great. I know for me, it gives me clarity, it helps me be creative, and it helps me stay focused. So I feel like as long as it doesn't disrupt my sleep, it is a net positive. And on the sleep front, caffeine does have a half-life of around 8 hours, which means if you choose to consume caffeine, you should do so at least 8 hours before you go to sleep. So for me, I go to sleep at 10 p.m., which means I need to consume caffeine before 2 p.m. 2 p.m. is like the cutoff, the absolute max, if I want to have minimal disruption on my sleep. All right, so for breakfast, I like to keep it fast, simple, and light, because this is the one meal I have before I'll work out. I don't want it to be something that's super heavy that's gonna make me feel bloated or nauseous during the workout. And I don't have a lot of time in the morning to really prep stuff or wait around after I eat before I work out. So with that being said, I always eat a protein bar almost every single day for breakfast before I work out, because I feel like it has the protein that I need and just enough carbs to kind of fuel the workout and give me energy in the morning when I would otherwise not have anything in my stomach. And in recent months, Summer in Seattle, I've been eating fruit in the morning as well, which is giving me an extra carb kick. Today we have cherries, as fruit is always delicious in Seattle, and I feel like fruit is just a great thing to include in your diet as it's very filling, it's very satiating. You're almost never going to overeat on fruit. It's really low in calories, and it tastes really good, which are all great things that you want to have in your diet when you're in a caloric deficit. So we just finished breakfast and I'm sipping on a little stim-free pre-workout, which means caffeine-free, just so I don't overconsume on caffeine. And we're about to go drive over to the gym and hit legs, so let's get it. All right, so we finished our leg workout and we're back home and I'm pretty hungry. And what I normally like to eat after I work out is a Jimmy Dean's breakfast sandwich. Now this is the light one with egg whites and turkey sausage, which is a lot lower in calories than the red box. This box is green and yellow find it in the grocery store. They are frozen. And the reason why I like eating these is because they're really low in calories. They take, 2 minutes to kind of defrost in the microwave, and they taste super good, and they're relatively healthy. And I do like to follow this up with a protein shake, so use protein powder of your choice. But this just allows me to start getting in the immense amount of protein that I need throughout the day, and will hold me over until lunchtime. All right, it is now lunchtime, and for lunch, I'm going to eat this pre-prepped meal from Trader Joe's, and there are a couple different reasons why I really like these. First, I don't really like to meal prep all my meals, as I find it takes a lot of time, and I'd rather spend that time doing other things. That being said, I still meal prep. I usually just meal prep my dinners. But I also really like these meals from Trader Joe's because they're super cost efficient. This one in particular is $6.99. It's the grilled chicken, rice, and veggies meal. It's super tasty, very satiating, very filling. Has about the same macronutrients and maybe even some more protein than you might expect if you would compare it to, say, meal delivery services, which usually cost about twice the price of what you're getting here, for either less protein or the same, and calories are just about the same as well, and it all kind of tastes the same, to me at least. So this is a great option if you don't like to spend a lot of time on lunch. You just pop it in the microwave. It takes 2 minutes to cook, and then boom, it's done. And to add a little bit more calories and a little bit of protein to the meal, we're gonna have these pure protein popped crisps, which are chips, and I find that they taste very good, and they definitely satisfy the chip craving. And to top it off, we're gonna have a little diet root beer, which is 0 calories, and that is going to be our lunch today. All right, so it is dinner time, and I am caught filming on a day where I don't have a meal prepped, but that is okay because I always have a backup plan. And today's backup plan is going to be some frozen teriyaki chicken from Trader Joe's. And this stuff is very delicious, along with vegetable fried rice. So it is very easy to cook, cooks in a couple minutes, just throw it on a pan, warm it up. It tastes delicious, and it's literally chocked full of protein. So it's going to help fill out the rest of our macros that we need for the day. And with that being said, let's get cooking. After dinner, I really enjoy taking a walk if I have time to get some steps in and extra calories burned. I'm also making the most of the long summer days and sunny weather we have in Seattle before it's gone. So I'm just winding down now before I go to sleep, and I'm drinking a magnesium supplement, and there is a lot of chatter amongst the scientific community about magnesium and its likely effects on enhancing sleep quality. This one in particular that I'm drinking is called Calm. It's just a powder, and you can mix it in with water. I've been taking it for a little while now and haven't really noticed much of anything, but to be honest, I'm willing to do almost anything to enhance my sleep quality, since it's so important for rest and recovery, both mentally and physically. Okay, so that was what I eat in a day on a cut. If you got something out of the video, please drop a like and a comment down below for the algorithm. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.